Hello YouTube friends, welcome back. Today we are talking about the actual layering of skincare ingredients. Last week I spoke about ingredients themselves and pairing ingredients, which ones enhance each other, which ones cancel each other out. So I recommend you can watch this one first, but I recommend you watch both to get all the information about putting together your optimal skincare routine. I will leave a link to last week's video down below in the description box. And also I posted the information from last week's video on my blog, and I will do the same with this week's video, so you can find the info on my blog written out if you need a quick little reference guide and you don't want to reference back to watching a whole video all over again. The purpose of today's video is to help you layer your skincare in the best, most optimal order possible. And this video is intended for people who are just starting out with skincare and they use a bar of soap and a hydrator and sunscreen, and people who are trying to add maybe new ingredients or new products into their current existing routine. It's also designed for people who struggle with acne or hyperpigmentation, or they are more into the anti-aging routine. But whatever your interest, this is so comprehensive and so global, going step by step, that all you're gonna do is look at the checklist and follow it. So if you don't use a certain step, you just bypass it and you just go to the next point. And if you don't use that one, you go down to the next one. And that's how I've designed this routine to be. So for example, number one on my routine in the morning or evening is going to be Cyspera. Now, most people, the majority of you, don't use Cyspera. So you skip that step. But if you do use Cyspera, you would start with that in the morning, either before you're going to wash your face or in the evening before you're going to wash your face. You keep that on until you're ready to cleanse your skin. So now we're on the second step. So most of us will start on the second step, which is going to be cleansing. And I'm going to go through this first for the morning, and then a lot of this is similar for the evening, but there are a few differences. So we'll do the evening separate after the morning. So in the morning, you get up, you will cleanse your skin with your cleanser of choice. For most of us, the first step in our morning routine is going to be washing our face, whether we use a foaming cleanser or milk cleanser. You get your face nice and clean. And the second step after cleansing, for those who like to exfoliate in the morning, would be exfoliation. Now you can do this in multiple forms. You can lightly exfoliate by using a mechanical brush while you're washing your face, like a quick sonic. You can actually use a physical exfoliant that has bead crystals, like I have here. My favorite is the Zeo Skin Health Exfoliating Polish. This has magnesium oxide crystals and they're physically abrasive. They're very mild, but it is a physical abrasion that I will put on my skin after cleansing. For those that want to avoid physical exfoliation, you could add your chemical exfoliant here. If, for example, you use the complexion renewal pads, these have alpha and beta hydroxy acids in them. And also you do get a little bit of physical exfoliation when you do use a pad, just because of the abrasion of the pad as you swab it across your face. So now you've cleansed and you've exfoliated, whether physically or chemically. And again, exfoliation can be done anywhere from once a week to 5 or 6 times a week. And that just depends on you and what works best for your skin. If you like to use a toner with a cotton pad, this would also be the step to apply this. And again, just the cotton pad being swabbed across your face will provide a very light physical exfoliation, and you will also get the benefits of your toner. For those that enjoy essences instead of exfoliation, that can be substituted, or for those that exfoliate and use essences, again, you would go through the steps. So first exfoliate, and now you're on the step of essences. So now we've basically gotten our skin ready for application of our skincare. And here we're gonna follow one of the rules that I mentioned last week, which is you want to go from more water-based substances to more oil-based substances because the oils can hinder penetration of active ingredients. So we wanna start with the watery products first, but also we have to keep in mind our actives. If we have actives, prescription medications that are really important to us, and we really want to focus on absorption of those ingredients first, then you may choose to use that first. So here you would either start with your antioxidants, for instance, your vitamin C in the form of L-ascorbic acid, if that's an important ingredient to you and you want that to absorb. And vitamin C in the form of L-ascorbic acid is unstable and it is a delicate kind of ingredient, so it's optimal to put that on first. But if you have other antioxidants you want to apply, you could do that now. After the antioxidant step, the next step would be the acids. And I may have mentioned in last week's video, if you like to use several different acids, for example, azelaic acid, kojic acid, if you're struggling with hyperpigmentation, in order to avoid skin irritation, try to find products that have formulated those acids together. That way you reduce your risk of irritation and you get the acids you want to apply to your skin in one single product. Circling back for 1 second to the step where I mentioned chemical exfoliation, if you like alpha hydroxy acids in the pads or toner forms, if you don't use that, but you do have, for instance, a glycolic acid that you apply to your skin as a gel or a product that stays on, you would apply that here with the acid. So for example, I have the Exfoliation Accelerator by Zeo Skin Health. This is a 10% glycolic acid solution, so I would apply that in this step right now, and I would have used the complexion renewal pads in the chemical exfoliation step just after washing. So again, for simplicity's sake, after the antioxidants come all the acids, except for hyaluronic acid, because that's not really acidic, it's more of a hydrating ingredient, so I always leave that one to the side, because even though it's called an acid, it doesn't really behave like an acidic product. In general, after your antioxidants and your acids would come your peptides and growth factors. However, if your priority is another ingredient, again, if it's not too heavily oil-based, you can switch it up. But for simplicity's sake, we will say peptides and growth factors. After that would be a retinol, hydroquinone, whatever one of those ingredients you use in the morning. Once you've applied those, you seal it in with your hydrator, and if you use an occlusive, that would go on top. Generally, most people don't apply occlusives in the morning because you want to apply your sunscreen, and so it really depends on the priority of your ingredients. If occlusives are really important to you and they will compromise the sunscreen going on last, you may opt for a really good sunscreen moisturizer combo so that you can get that on, and then the occlusive would go last. So you do use this as your general guideline, but then you're going to tweak these different steps based on the priority of the ingredients that you really want to get absorbed into your skin, and the priority of the products that you have to use. Most people don't use occlusives. Some people really need an occlusive. Okay. Now moving on to the evening, there are just a few tweaks in the evening compared to the morning. The general idea is very similar. So again, the first thing for Cyspera users would be to apply Cyspera if you use it in the evening, and then you reach your cleansing step. Once we're at the cleansing step, I would say this is a big difference from the morning routine, because now you're wearing sunscreen, and sunscreen most of the time is water resistant. It's designed to stay on your skin, And if you reapplied it multiple times throughout the day, you've really got quite a bit of it on, and a general cleanser and some water is not going to get it off. So you can do a double cleanse, and I have a video on double cleansing. If you're interested, I will link it in the description box. You can do a traditional double cleanse with an oily cleanser first and then a foaming cleanser second. If you don't like that and you just have one cleanser that you want to use, you can enhance the cleansing process by adding either a mechanical brush, a face towel, or a little microfiber cloth, but something to physically get that sunscreen off your face. And another great option, if that doesn't work for you, is Bioderma. This, in my opinion, is the best micellar water available, and it really gets sunscreen off, it gets makeup off, so you could use this. And after this, then you'd go on to wash your face with your cleanser. So that's one big difference from the morning, because in the morning, your face is essentially clean. So once we do a good thorough wash, if you are an evening exfoliator, then you would do the exfoliation step in the evening. After that, again, we could do our antioxidants and then our acids. But here in the evening, for those that use tretinoin, things get changed up a little bit. If tretinoin is the primary ingredient that you're interested in getting absorbed into your skin, and you've been using tretinoin for years and you don't have sensitivity, it could be really the first thing that goes on your face. However, most people have a sensitivity, so I would still say you do your antioxidants, your peptides, and then once you've applied the nighttime ingredients, growth factors, peptides, serums, you can apply your tretinoin. Now, some people apply a hydrator first to minimize irritation, so it would actually be hydrator and then tretinoin, or sandwich method where you apply your hydrator and then your tretinoin and then your hydrator again, just to minimize dryness and irritation. So there can be tweaking around tretinoin just to make it easier on your skin. So I know I said we go from watery to hydrators last, but when it comes to tretinoin, because it can irritate, you really have to tailor it to your unique specific skincare needs. Maybe you don't use antioxidants and peptides in the evening, you save that for the morning, and in the evening your only focus is tretinoin. Or maybe you're on a retinol, in which case it doesn't really matter. You would do your peptides, your serums, your retinol, and then your hydrator goes on last. So again, you tweak that to your needs. Once your hydrator is on, if you use an occlusive, that goes on last, and you're done for the evening. One thing I didn't mention is if you do use certain products that are meant to be mixed together, like certain hydroquinone products are meant to be mixed with retinol, then obviously those two would go together, and then the hydrator, and even if you do the sandwich method, it doesn't matter. If you're using a combo mix of tretinoin and hydroquinone, and you do the sandwich method or the hydrator before or after, it doesn't matter. The hydroquinone will work just the same. And your occlusive goes on last, and you're ready for bed. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you found it helpful. I do think it complements the last video I posted. They sort of go hand in hand, so check out the last video if you haven't seen it. And again, I will post this information on my blog for easy access, so you can reference it there anytime. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day or morning or evening, and I will see you in the next video.